bitch, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? I was like, what the fuck? So, Miss Peters, if you're seeing this, fuck you, it's on site. What is up, y'all? It's your girl Kai, also known as The Anxiety, and I am here with a story time. I've never done this before, so it might be like really short and rushed, but I'm going to try my best to include as much detail as possible. This is my new kitty. His name is Shadow, and he's literally adorable. He's so cute. He just likes to cuddle, and I love him so much. Oh my gosh. My other cat, Tibby, she hates him. Oh my gosh, she hates him so much. But they're getting used to each other, or she's getting used to him, and I just keep her in the front room for right now, and Shadow just stays in my room. But yeah, y'all, sorry I haven't posted in a while, but I'm here now, so take what you can get. I'm joking. But yeah, it's currently 1:20 in the morning, so if I'm a little quiet, that's why. I don't want anyone making noise complaints about me. Like, I live in an apartment, I don't need any of that. So yeah, y'all, let's just hop right into the story time. I got my little glass of wine, my little barefoot, since your girl is 21. Your girl is 21 now, she can drink and everything. So yeah, y'all, let's just get right into it. So when I was in the 8th grade, I moved from South Carolina to Georgia, and because my mom, she ended up getting a new job, our whole family uprooted from South Carolina where all my other family was, and we moved to Georgia where we didn't know anyone. And so that was already like really tough for me, being away from my family, which I'd never really been away from them before, like for real like that. And yeah, I don't know, everything was just like super hectic. And we ended up moving in, and I started school 2 weeks late. 2 weeks late, y'all. I started school because I guess in South Carolina, school started early, or school started later than it did in Georgia. And I don't know exactly what happened, but pretty much I ended up starting school 2 weeks late. So I was super far behind from everyone. Super far behind. Ow, Shadow. Super far behind. And most of my teachers were really accommodating, and they're super nice about it. They kind of just told me, like, you know, don't worry about like the stuff from the first couple weeks, like we'll figure it out. And I wasn't a dumb kid. Like, I was a very smart kid in school, so I wasn't really too worried about it. But I had this one teacher, and she was my Georgia studies teacher. Yes, Georgia studies, not social studies, Georgia studies. For some reason, that's what they wanted to call it. I fucking hated it. Anyway, I had this Georgia studies teacher, and her name was, we're gonna call her Miss Peters. So Miss Peters, if you're seeing this, fuck you, it's on site. So Miss Peters, she hated me. I swear, she, like, there's no other explanation for like how she treated me other than like she obviously hated me. So when I first got there, I asked all my teachers, like, yo, what do I have to do as far as like classwork goes? And most of them, like I said, they told me like, okay, don't worry about it. And I'm pretty sure she also, like, I can't really remember that well, obviously this was in 8th grade, I'm 21 now, so do the math. But she was telling me like, yeah, no, like, don't worry about it, or whatever the fuck she said. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And I go in the grade book, I look at my grades. My other teachers, they kind of like excuse me, they got me on like a clean slate. Whatever work that I've done up to that point, they put it in like full grade, because they know it's not my fault that I was late. But this fucking teacher, I had like a 60 in her class. I was like, what the fuck? And my parents saw, and I swear to you, my dad would have beat my ass if I did not do what I had to do. Okay, he was not playing with me, which it wasn't even my fault. Wasn't even my fault, but he was not playing with me. So anyway, so I I go back to school, and like at this point I'm grounded. I'm on punishment because my grades slipped. I literally started I just started school like a week ago. I'm 2 weeks late, and this bitch is playing on my time. So right now I'm on punishment. I'm grounded, and I go to her and I'm like, hey, like, what assignments do I have to turn in order to raise my grade? And she was like,
oh, well, you were supposed to turn in these these PowerPoint slide assignments.
and I'm like, bitch, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? Like, she did not, I swear to y'all, she did not say shit about these little PowerPoint slides. She did not say nothing about them until I asked her. So she gives me the papers for them, and she tells me
The PowerPoint slides are on my website.
the PowerPoint slides were not on her website. Nowhere to be seen. I was like, I almost shit myself, because I knew that if I did not get these papers turned in, and she gave me a deadline too of like 2 days. She was like,
You need to turn these in by the end of the week.
I was like, bitch, it's Wednesday. So I'm freaking the fuck out, and I'm just like, my dad's gonna beat my ass, because she was like, if you don't have them turned in by this time, like, I'm not taking the grades. I'm just like, rude as fuck. And so I'm freaking the fuck out, obviously. And I had this one friend in that class, fucking saint. Oh my gosh, if you ever see my videos, girl, know you saved my ass. I'm pretty sure I already told you, because I low-key guilt tripped her, and I was just like, yo, if I don't get these assignments turned in, my dad is going to whoop my ass. She was like, I'll give you my papers. Oh my god, fucking saint. You literally saved my life. Anyway, so literally, cheers to you. That one's for you. So yeah, my friend, she gives me her papers. I'm like, you literal lifesaver. I write down all the things, and I'm not just trying to like copy things down, which I pretty much only had that option to just copy things down, but I tried to like retain some of the information at least. But yeah, I mean, I was still on punishment because my parents are like, my dad was so pissed off that my grade was so low. He was so pissed off at me, and I was like, it literally wasn't my fault. Like, I could not have done anything to prevent this. So I turn in those papers, and this bitch gives me partial credit. She gives me partial credit for the papers. I turned them in on Friday when she asked me to turn them in, and she gave me partial credit. Y'all, like, my grade didn't go up by much at all, but I think, like I said, I can't remember, I was in 8th grade, but my grade had went up, but it wasn't where my parents wanted it to be, so I was still on punishment. And one thing about me, when I was younger, I used to read for fun. That's all I did. I just read for fun, and my parents knew this. They would buy me books all the time, and my dad decided as a punishment that I couldn't read anymore for fun. Like, on my free time, the only book that I was allowed to read was my Georgia Studies textbook. To this day, I don't like social studies. Like, I think I'm traumatized, low-key. Like, to this day, I don't even like social studies for real. So he's telling me like, yeah, you can only read this book, and like, for my book kids, like, you know how traumatic that is. Like, I just want to read like Judy B. Jones. I don't know what I was reading in the 8th grade, but I just wanted to read my like my books, and I just couldn't do it. So yeah, I read that fucking book. I read that Georgia Studies book, and I was an expert. I was a Georgia Studies expert, okay? You can ask me any question in that textbook, I could answer it. Like, I could teach the damn class damn near, okay? And that is a very important and crucial part to this story, that I knew this fucking book inside and out, okay? Because I could only read that shit because of this bitch. So I'm in class, and I'm chilling. At this point, I'm pretty much like all caught up, and I'm really just chilling, doing my work, whatever. So we're going over this PowerPoint slide, and it's about this one Indian chief, and I honestly wish I could remember, but I really can't. but it's about this one Indian chief and his nephew. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm in class and she's telling us,
Like, yeah, this Indian chief and his son.
and I was like, did she just say that, like, for real? And I raise my hand. I'm trying to be respectful about it, which I can understand. Like, I was probably being a little shit, low-key. But I raise my hand and I'm just like, hey, like, in the textbook it says this is nephew. And she was just like, no, like, no, it's his son. Like, trying to say, like, no, you're dumb, shut up, like, it's his son. And I was like, I don't know, I was kind of taken aback, and I felt like she was challenging me. I felt very challenged, and I was willing to accept the motherfucking challenge, bitch. So I pull up my book, I open my textbook to the correct page, and I look, boop, 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 this Indian chief and his nephew. And I'm like, well, boom, there you got it. Like, I just told you it's his nephew. So I show her and I'm just like, here, yeah, here it says it's his nephew, not his son. And she gets so mad at me. And she was like,
Well, it's both. Like, whatever, it's both.
and I was like, no, bitch, it's not both. It can't be both. You're wrong. You're just wrong. You're mad because I'm right, you're wrong. I know the book better than you because I have to read it because of you. So yeah, I'm gonna know my shit. And she did not fix her slides. Like, she actually did not give a fuck. And everyone in the class was just like I was on my boss bitch shit. Like, I felt like a bad bitch. I was like, I'm the smartest person in this class. Like, nobody can touch me. And it didn't last for long. But yeah, that was like she was just pissed off. She was so upset with me. So a couple weeks later, for whatever reason, my parents decided that they wanted to come in and meet all my teachers during the school day, and it was so bizarre. I did not see them that entire school day. Like, I could have really been on some fuck shit, and then I would have been caught, but I wasn't, and I wasn't caught. So my parents, like, they're like going meeting all my teachers, and most of my teachers, they're like, you know, she's a really good student, blah 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 blah, whatever. And I was a very good student. I really didn't do shit in all, like, any of my classes. I just did my schoolwork. I would talk to my friends, like, sometimes, but like when my teacher would tell people, like, be quiet, like, I would be quiet for real. And I was just, I don't know, whatever. But this woman, like, she had nothing nice to say about me. She didn't say I was a good student. She didn't say I was smart. She couldn't say I was, like, determined, whatever. Like, she had nothing nice to say about me. And one thing, I don't know if that rubbed my parents the wrong way, but one thing that did rub them the wrong way was all of my other teachers. They were very respectful. They, like, shook my parents' hands. They said, hey, nice to meet you. Let me show you around my classroom, talk about your daughter a little bit, and then, you know, send them on the right way. This woman, she did not touch them. Like, she didn't shake their hands or nothing. She barely even greeted them. She kind of was just like,
yeah, you know, she's real talkative, she's real this, she's real that.
I'm like, I don't even be doing shit for real. Like, she just really pissed me off with that. And I'm pretty sure she lied on my name, like, high key. I'm like, you gotta have me mixed up with some other black bitch. Like, because it wasn't me. It really wasn't me. And yeah, so my parents think she's racist. My parents, and I'm willing to bet on that theory. She probably was racist, and she had this poster in her room of all, like, the United States presidents. And at this point, Obama was president for, like, I want to say he was president for at least a year at this point. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. I wish 5. But yeah, he was president for a minute at this point, and this poster did not have him on there. He was not on this poster. It was like everyone, and it just stopped right before him. And I was just like, you definitely had time to get another poster, and you did not. And I find that suspicious. I find that very suspicious. And so yeah, I was terrorized in that class, and like, I literally just, it got to a point where I literally just had to, like, keep my head down. Like, I tried, I don't know, I was just very like out there kid, so like me keeping my head down was probably like me like also still being outgoing. I don't know, but yeah, she just straight up did not like me. I ended up getting transferred out of her class, and I think like everyone got transferred out of her class for some reason. I don't know why that happened, but a lot of people got transferred into different Georgia studies classes, whatever. I was happy about it because I didn't have to see that bitch anymore. I didn't have to go down her hallway. I was like, good riddance, okay? Good fucking riddance. Um, and there was this rumor going around about her not knowing like her directions. Like, you know how it's like north, east, southwest? This bitch said north, or north, northwest. So yeah, I don't know if she was on drugs. I don't know if she was racist. I don't know if she was stupid or if it was all above. But yeah, that's the story time about how my Georgia studies teacher straight up did not fucking like me. And it's okay because I didn't like her either. So yeah, that's the story, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. I'm trying to engage with y'all more. I'm trying to, you know, push some more videos out there and think of stuff that like you guys might be interested in. But as for right now, this is what I got. Take me as I am. If you enjoyed this story time, please leave a comment, leave a like, put your bell notifications on, all that yada yada yada. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye. You'll see this, right? Okay.